Hey guys, it's that time again to prune these boogies. If you remember, this is my bougainvillea. It's the purple variety, and it used to be about 5.5 feet tall. It was getting pretty wide and pretty tall to bring in and out, so I decided to chop it down. As you can see the chop right there. The trunk is pretty big. I'd say it's about 3 inches in diameter. I took some cuttings from it. That's where this guy came from. A couple other cuttings that I um, sold or gave away. So this is what is left of the tree. We're going to do some pruning today. There's branches all over the place. So we're going to cut it back. One, to give it its shape back, and two, to get ramifications. So we're just going to start and get in there and start cutting branches back. It is getting pretty close to spring here. The weather is warming up, so these guys are definitely trying to push out new growth. The first time around, I am just going to be pruning. It's not going to be the final prune, but I will try to cut some length off of here so that it's easier to see. Not easy trying to record and prune at the same time. Record with one hand and prune with the other. So I'll do my best. Again, when you're pruning, you're trying to choose where the branches come out. So like here, if I wanted the branch to come out from this leaf, I would prune here. If I wanted to come out from here, then I'd prune there. Just pay attention to the direction. This leaf is pointing up and towards me. This leaf down here is pointing down, so the branch is going to be growing down. That's not always ideal, so do pay attention to that. Like this branch here is a little longer than I would want, but I didn't want to cut it here. Didn't want the branch to come down. So I went here, but this one's not good either because I don't want it growing back into this branch. So maybe I will cut it a little shorter. I'll probably cut it here. Looks like there's another branch right there, so it might be okay. But I'll just, I'll cut it here. So yeah, we're just going through, cutting these back. And this is getting more exposed, but eventually you'll get ramification and the branches will kind of hide that. This branch here I'm going to keep a little longer just because I'm trying to get this branch to grow out a little bit more. So I do want to bring some of the branching back up to the front here. So probably just cut it there. Same thing here, but you see how these are growing kind of parallel. It's probably due to how these branches are the main branches are kind of parallel too, and then the sunlight. So we're going to want to create some movement here. So I think I'm going to want to bring this back this way a little bit. So I'll cut it there. This one's a pretty big branch here. See how long that node is, not ideal. So I might just prune that all the way back, but this does give it some height. So maybe I'll just prune it here. So that you can see how much thicker this guy is. If I wanted to, I could probably wire this guy, but this has become the main leader. That's why it's thicker than all the others. But I think we're gonna want to cut this guy. I don't think I want it that tall or thick, so I think we can take it off right here. Take a little step back. That's kind of how it looks right now. I really haven't decided what the front of this guy is going to look like. I'll rotate it around in a bit here, but just continue to prune. There. Okay, I think that about does it for this one. Go from this side here. Go from this here. This one actually looks pretty decent. It kind of hides the cut, but I think I would want the cut off to the side, and that shows a little bit more of a taper. But yeah, don't need to decide what the front is right now, but that's the pruning for that. So I'll go over to this guy here. This guy is probably gonna be a little bit easier. I'm just gonna go in and just start snipping stuff off here. You can see how messy this is. It's kind of then of course the leaves towards the inside kind of dries out and dies. It's kind of a self-pruning method it does. See, here's one of the issues with letting it grow too much, because then you get the sag here. See, this branch is kind of sagging down. Hopefully we can get rid of some of the weight here and it'll plop back up, but it doesn't always do that. Okay, it plops back up here. Not too bad, just the weight dragging it down. All right, so there you have it. There's that one. It's got a nice shape back. It's not super crazy. And then you've got that one. Got quite a nice trunk there. I also left a couple branches down at the bottom there to help thicken up the base. Those will most likely be pruned off once they get bigger and the trunk thickens. But yeah, that's just a quick update on the boogies. They're doing pretty well. I don't expect them to be doing too much. I wouldn't want them to do too much. Most of the growth is going to be foliage growth, so prune those off. Hopefully in a couple weeks here they can go outside for a little bit. Again, I don't expect them to be growing too much or blooming. They require a lot of sun. Once that happens, hopefully it flushes out and we get a bunch of flowers. That'll be something to see. But yeah, that's what I have. I will see you guys next time.